What's going on, guys? So we're finally getting to the review of the new Hg Universal Century Barzam. And so we tried to do a live stream, and yeah, the internet sucks. I'm going to be getting a new modem if I haven't gotten one already by the time this review comes out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box. We have some amazing box art here showing off the Barzam right there, and then of course you got more Barzam happening back here. I don't know if there were actually multiple Barzams. I don't actually know anything. I know nothing, guys. You should know this by now. But yeah, so you've got Advance of Zeta here, and you've got, or maybe that's just mobile suit. I don't know if it's advanced. I don't care. So you got Rms-154 Barzam, Titan's mass-produced mobile suit, and then Barzam down here, and then Bandai right there. Bandai 2017 down here, and this package contains one set of Hg-144 Barzam only. Yeah, we need that. Okay, so we come to the bottom, and we got obligatory front and rear shot right there. It says a stylish figure is achieved with the latest format. Right. Okay, so we got actions. Flat-handed parts are attached. The rifle cable can connect under the shoulder. So yeah, it's doing things and stands and stuff and things. Beam sabers, yay for beam sabers. And you got a little flappy flap here. Vulcan pod system is detached. Vulcan pod, that's what that stupid thing was called. I always called it like the headphones. Wide range of motion, various gimmicks allow reproduction of powerful actions. Powerful actions. So compare, you got gimmicks. I think that's pointing at a crotch, and then armpit, and then shoulder. Yeah. The body and shoulder joints have what? Yes, we know that. Alright, beam rifle, beam sibosh, baby sibosh. Get really close here. Completed project in him. Okay. So, turn this way. You got BandaiHobby.net, Rms-154 Barzam, and you've got repeat of the thingy. I actually really dig the glow they did there for the eye. It's really cool. Alright, so you come over here, and you get a quick little read up right there. So basically on the inside, more or less, it's kind of a Gundam Mark II. So that's a Gundam. Gundam. Kind of. So come over here. Actually, that's really nice artwork. So come over here. You get all the obligatory crap. Do not stick a Barzam in your 3-year-old's face. It's very pointy and blue. And then you got polybag. No, it does not say polybag. It says little guy with the toilet. Top cover box. Who cares? It will make 0 to 3-year-olds cry. And about 1,500-ish yen. I believe I paid 20 at the good old Hobby Towns. And the illustration is by Morishita Naochika. Beautiful new upside-down artwork. Gotta love it. I do. So, let's go ahead and do the, what is it? What is that thing we do? Okay, build montage. that was a great build montage, wasn't it, guys? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? So here we have the completed Barzam and its little accessories down here. So real quick, let's go ahead and look at the accessories before we get too far. So you do get a couple sets of hands. So you get a couple of open expressive hands, and you also get a couple of closed hands for holding things, as this one is currently holding one of the other accessories. And like most HGs, it does just pop off the back. I won't take this one off. I'll do this one. So instead of just a basic little hand cover, it's actually significant. You can see you got some nice cutout there. So that just slaps on there. And I did give it a little bit of dark gray on the fingertips, just because I do that. So we also have the beam rifle. Very interesting concept of a beam rifle. I mean, I really dig it. It's just very strange. So it's not even arm mounted or anything. He's legitimately holding it sideways. That's what I do. Now you can move the handle up and down. So I guess if you really wanted to, he can hold it underslung like that. Something like that. And you do get this nice extended hose. I guess is for more firepower. I'm not entirely certain. So if you want to put that on, you come up here, you unplug the normal HG ball cap right there. Plug in the hand. I'll do it the way it's supposed to be, like so. So the gun is like that. And you can just take this big thingy and you attach it right to the strange looking shoulder thing. And so you have weapon. Now it does actually have a poly cap and a hinge right here. So you can actually extend it and the cool little thingy goes like that. However, if you don't want to use the cool little thingy, or cool big thingy at this point, you can unplug it. And it has a shortened version. So you can just have that. So I guess if somebody else is using this weapon, you can do that. Now let's see if I can do the underslung. No, because of the way it's designed, it won't undersling very well. You can sort of do it this way. Sort of. I guess you could do it like that, if you really want to. Now you do, of course, get some nice stickers fore and aft. So very nice visor kind of stickers set off to the side like that. Now you do, of course, get beam sabers. I really dig the design here. I really like this nice kind of fluted end on the end here. And of course, some nice yellow beam saber blades. That's pretty neat. Now, these almost have a gimmick. It's really interesting. So, you know, in a lot of Gundams, a lot of mobile suits, you got to find interesting places to hide said beam sabers. So this one hides them right up under here. Now the thing is, there's a thing. I can't remember how to unthing it. So if I pull this off somehow, come on, get out of there. Okay, so if I pull that out, you can see there's totally a false kind of beam saber just crammed in here. So, like so. But this one is only meant to be stored in here. You can't actually take these and put them in here because there's no hole, no slot for the tab. So that kind of makes me sad because you could have had some cool, like, beam tonfas hanging out, you know, go all unicorn style, even though, you know, unicorn was significantly later. But I wanted to show that off. So you get the cool hidden beam sabers tucked away inside the arms. Come on, plug back in. Stay. And he will hold them just like any HG, just inserted into the hand, like so. He's like, "Hi, my name's Barzam. I got beam sabers. Come on, get out of the way. Get out of the way, accessories. I gotta look at other things." Of course, he has one more other accessory, and it's right here around his head. His little headphones. Yes, I know it's a Vulcan pod. I don't care. I don't call it that. So I guess it's a one-sided machine gun that goes around your face. And you get this little command spiky thingy here. And you do get a nice little sticker to cover that. Actually looks not too bad. And it does just use those little bitty tabs to tab onto the side of the head, just like the Mark II did. And I made fun of it as much then as I do now. So he's got his headphones in, he's jamming. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at specific details. I'm going to yank the hand off for this. So I did a little bit of work to this guy, just a little. It's going to be real hard to see, but you do get a nice little red mono eye way back in there. To make that pop just a little bit more, I added some of that nice chrome pin behind the eye. Though if I had thought about it, I would have done it directly to the back of the eye. You do get a few stickers on this, not very many, so mostly little bitty red ones like that. And like these, and they're made to fit right inside those little cutouts, so they don't look too bad. I actually very much appreciate that. And of course you get the one up here. Good for that. And then pretty much the only other ones you get are these little green ones. Which as I saw in the unboxing, there's almost no stickers, and that's kind of a yay. Though there's a couple places kind of wish there were. So what else we got? We got some nice paint right in here. You can see a nice little piston right there, shining all nice and gold and chromy. So did that during the live stream. Whether anybody saw it, I have no idea. And then the little crotch laser, just a little bit of chrome right there. It might have actually bled behind that. I love the way this was actually 3 separate pieces. So they could have just gone with a sticker, just plop right there. But no, they actually molded the 3 separate parts. So you got the yellow, the red inserts in that, and then the blue inserts on top of that. That is so awesome. The pistons right here on the legs. Got a little bit of chrome, a little bit of gold. It's okay. It's starting to get a little ugly. Like they're just moving around a little bit. I really do like the uses of reds and grays and stuff like that on this. So you actually get some nice color separation back here on this rear thruster. So it's this nice gray part on top of the red. Actually looks pretty good. But up here on the front, these front little thrusters, vents right here, had to paint the red barrier around that edges. I would have been okay with a sticker. Really would have, because that was a huge pain. So I had to paint the red in a couple passes to get it the right color. And then because it had bled through all the veins, I had to paint over that with gray. So it's a little sloppy, but at a couple feet, you're not going to notice. Speaking of a couple feet. Puns. What else do we got? I think, oh yeah. So other places that you should have done something like this is up here on the shoulders, but because of the way, of course, shoulders tend to split, I knew that was going to be a horrendous mess, so I honestly did not bother, though it would look pretty good. If you want to do it, by all means. Should have been done when I made the shoulder happen, but the other place is back here on these back thrusters, but I already chromized right up in there, so the actual edges just right around in that circle should also be red. So that's just little details that should be there, but you know, realistically, we're going to be a huge pain to make happen. Other than that, this guy is actually really, really cool. Strange proportions, and I'm sure that just comes down to the actual mobile suit design. These legs are enormous. So the leg itself is actually more than half the height of the body. I mean, look at that. That is ridiculous. So here's the torso, minus the crest, giant legs. The Mark II wasn't like that. So they definitely altered some of the design of the Mark II to make that happen. But that being said, I do like it. I mean, they're big, they're chunky, and it kind of gives it a squat and tall dimension at the same time. It's really weird. Now, one thing, I really dug the way this main core of the torso and abdomen was actually designed and put together. It was very, very different. And you can see right inside there. And in some ways, it was actually very similar to the way an IBO kit works, but otherwise, totally new, totally different. So when we get to articulation, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I mean, I really dig these blues, these yellows, these cool Titans colors. I really do like it. It's pretty much the first Titan suit I've actually built. Now, because this was like the successor to the Mark II, I went ahead and I've got some revived Mark IIs, more or less, on order. So I'll be getting those maybe next month. because I want to see where this came from. So I'm going to get the Hguc and the Titans version because I like both colors. So we'll put those together. It'll be pretty cool. I'm scared I'm going to end up with a Zeta shelf now. All right, I really dig this giant fin of a thing on his head. They could have easily gone with something stupid, but no, they went with that. So, I mean, it really looks like a Xeon suit, even though it's not. It's very interesting the way they did that. So let's go ahead and do articulation on this guy, because he's very, very well articulated. So the head is not a double jointed polycap like I thought it would be. So it's actually just got a rocker down there, and then a ball joint at the top. So you do get some turkey neck. It's not entirely smooth. He can look down that far. He can look up that far. Because there's almost no collar. As I say that, it gets hung up. Okay, so the back of the head right here does hinder going all the way around. But with a little bit of trimming, realistically, you could totally make that work. So, coming down to the shoulders, I really, really dig what they did with these shoulders. So you don't get any forward movement, but you get a whole lot of upward movement, like so. So it can actually, like, smash its own face. And actually, if you don't have the headset on there, you can come way up. Almost in a transformation pose. So if you really want to transform your Barzam, you can. Now, one thing I'm noticing, and when I assemble it, I don't think those are popped in all the way, but at this point, I can't force them shut. So I'd have to do some disassembly to make that happen. Now, you do get some floppiness right here, just in the shoulder armor. You can, of course, go all the way around, very unhindered. The arm itself can extend out very nicely. You do get some bicep swivel. So you can go all the way up and get an epic hi teacher. Hi, my name is Barzam. I don't know why. Why do I do that voice? So, and then we come to the strange bell-bottom biceps. I don't even know what to do with this design, but I like it. I really do like this. And it does have double jointed elbows. So you got a nice joint here and a nice joint here. But still fairly limited. Even with a double jointed elbow, you don't really get above 90 degrees. It just kind of runs into the armor at that point. So I believe it's really hitting this. So the forearm part is actually what's hitting. But it's still pretty good. I really do like it. And you can, of course, twist there. It doesn't have bicep swivel. I'm sorry, forearm swivel. That's what I want. But it does actually have some forearm moving this way. So now you can have an elbow that bends inward. So I guess because they got rid of the shrug aspect, they gave it the ability to curve inward. Mind you, that's probably just so you can access the beam saber. So you even have it cut out there. And of course, HG hands are HG hands. No big deal. Now for the torso, you do get some rotation. It's pretty much maxed out by where you can go. You can also hip thrust. Why am I doing that? No. Family show. So, like much like the IBO kits, it has a nice little kind of hinge section up here, but then there's that polycap that allows you to get some good on tilt. So he can really kick over sideways. He's like, yeah, he's a dancing foo. Then if you combine that with a I knew it was happening. I could feel it. Okay. So, that's what happens when you push your Barzam too far when you're, hip-hop dancing. Speaking of hip-hop, you can come down here and you can see how the hips hop. Or rate. So, you've got, where we just normally plug in, and we, of course, have some stress marks. But it's cool because it has a hinge right here. So, you actually get amazing leg articulation that's built in up here. So, instead of like a captured polycap, it's very, very different. But on top of that, you have swivel. So you can really go nuts here. So we can get really, really weird. Hold on, wait. Turn, then raise. Really, really strange Jean-Claude. That's not even the full bit, because if you actually turn it all the way, let's see here. Let's see how far you can really bend. And, of course, this is made awkward by the rather large crotch weapon. Yeah, went there. Come down. Now, these you want to be really careful for, because it's a weird compound joint. You just don't want to stress it in any particular direction that it doesn't want to go. So, much like the new MG Freedom 2.0, that, you know, you really, really need to baby those hips and legs. Do the same thing with your Barzam. Don't break your Barzam hips. Okay, so we can also kick forward, like so. You're not really going to go back very far unless you tilt the body, which is cheating, as far as I'm concerned, but hey, it works. Oh, by the way, I didn't talk about it. I love the way this backpack looks, very insect-like. It's cool. So, come down to the double-jointed knee, which is mounted up here and down here. So that's like an incredibly short thigh, considering the length of the shin. It's kind of ridiculous. So that's about as much movement as you get, and then you have the pistons just kind of hanging out like so. Well, let's see if we can. He's doing a squee jump. I need. Hold on. Yep. Yep, that's the thing that's happening. By the way, normal crotch peg on the bottom there. So that's worth it. Totally worth it. Like I said, it's very, very articulated suit. You come all the way down to the ankles, which can move forward and back as such. You get amazing, nice toe point. If you're careful, you can totally get some ankle rockage. Let me just go in a circle. Like so. You can get some decently wide stances. Now, one thing I've found that's a little awkward with this guy, you start running into some binding with the legs and stuff. But, I mean, it's very posable. I just seem to have issues with finding a pose that actually works for the kit. It seems like it'd be better off in flying poses than standing poses, realistically. But he's actually really cool. Now, the back here, you do get a tiny bit more articulation with the directional flappy flaps. So that's actually pretty nice. Though, if I was going back, I'd probably hit it with some dark gray, just back there around that little bitty thruster. Now, you can, of course, remove this backpack, which is just pegged in. And if you have the Mark II backpack, it will just slot in right there. And they actually have a cool little custom Barzam. They have Barzam with the Mark II backpack, which I actually really like the Mark II backpack. I think it's actually really cool. So, I mean, this is really awesome. I mean, based off of like the Revive line, even though technically the Revive line is now dead, which is irony in and of itself. This is a very cool kit, and like I said, it's very posable, and it's a brand new HG. It's something that's never existed. It's using no existing parts with the exception of, you know, beam sabers and polycaps, which, mind you, it didn't use more than maybe 5 polycaps throughout the whole kit. So if you really don't like polycaps, this guy's not very chock full of them. So ankles, somewhere else, you know, it really doesn't use many. Unlike normal HG kits or IBO kits, which are chock full of the polycaps. So that's going to be it for the HG Barzam review, guys. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe, and welcome to the Shoky channel. Now, if you are unaware of my Patreon, it's going to be right here on the screen, as usual. Gotta advertise that, guys. And I would love, of course, to thank my patrons, SteelAngelJohn and Andy Tubbs. Thank you for your patronage. You are helping to grow the channel and push it forward. In fact, Master Grade Monday was, of course, chosen by Andy Tubbs due to his ability to do so as a patron. So if you want to have the ability to pick what I review, or even pick new kits for me to build from, you know, wherever, you can totally do that via the Patreon. But as always, keep on building. And I'll catch you guys on the next review.